On here at Portland International Raceway, it is Ron Fellows in front of Greg Biffle. The 87 in front of the 50. And Biffle had a tough time getting around the lap traffic now of Stacy Compton a little bit earlier, and that allowed everything to tighten up. And let's go down to Dave Burns. He's with Randy Goss, crew chief on the Granger Ford.
Randy, did you guys try to work with the 86 truck to get around him earlier?
No, the 86 a lap down, but he was fighting us pretty hard out there. We're kind of lucky today. We got to follow Boris and take a little school from him for free, and now we're getting to follow Fellows and take some school, and hopefully we got something for it when it's over.
Well, how good a road racer is Greg Biffle?
Well, we haven't finished one yet, so we're going to find out today.
All right. Well, they have raced a lot of Trans Am in the Roush pits, but Greg Biffle has not. We'll see how he does at the end of this thing.
And the big question is, look at Fellows having to go away on the inside.
Whoa.
Here we go.
Can Joe Rutman, that's the question, can Joe Rutman see Ron Fellows? Oh!
And that is Lance Norrick, who gets spun around as a result. Is he able to keep it going? Yes. Look out from behind. Norrick, Setzer gets through. So Norrick slides back. He is running in 16th position right now after his last pit stop. Well, there just wasn't enough room for everybody. On board with Dennis Setzer in the Mopar Dodge.
Dennis Setzer up to 5th position right now, about 6 seconds behind Ron Fellows up in the lead.
As we watch Dennis Setzer, we're working lap number 58. I'm sure that Randy Goss probably would have liked to have seen one more yellow. Because the big question in the Ford camp of Jack Roush is, can they go the distance? They stopped at lap 37, which is just past the halfway point. There is Boris Said, our pole sitter, currently running in 8th. He's 7.9 seconds back.
And he's got some damage on the left front. He's got a little bit of tire rub on that left front corner.
And he is thrashing the truck. He got around Randy Tolles. That's going to move the position.
There's the yellow flag at the start-finish. That means a full course caution.
So that is going to help, as you see Lance Norrick go into pit lane. That's going to help the two Roush Fords in 2nd and 3rd. Remember, they need a little more yellow to guarantee that they're going to be able to go the distance.
And Norrick decides he doesn't want to stop, doesn't want to go down that lap. He'll come in the next lap.
So now it's going to be an interesting battle to the finish. The 16 of Ron Hornaday, we can tell you, has just pulled off the racetrack behind the wall again, right in front of our broadcast position. Hornaday is in 27th position, 11 laps down. Well, stay with us as we are about ready to take a break. Ron Fellows is in the race lead. Back around 11 of the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series, the Granger 225. We're under our 4th caution of the day as we take a look at our Napa field summary. Ron Fellows, Greg Biffle, Mike Bliss, Terry Cook, and with this yellow, Cook should be able to go the distance, and Dennis Setzer round out your top 5. In fact, right now we have a total of 15 trucks on the lead lap. And Stacy Compton, as he goes by this time, will be shown 1 lap down as he accidentally passed under the yellow and had to fall back into position. So that's going to change right there. So all those trucks on the page, and you can see it. We've got several out of the race as well. Let's go down to Dave Burns in pit lane.
Tough break for Boris Said. The battery is dead. They take off the right rear tire and then open up the little housing, which is right in front of where the right rear tire is, to pull out the dead battery. It's a quick change. Out comes the old one. In goes the new, and Boris is going to lose his 7th place running spot, but it looks like they're going to get him back out there before green. As they continue to go to work, Jerry Baxter and the guys are going to try to set him up so he can at least work his way back through the field.
Well, a tough break for our pole sitter, Boris Said. Now, Boris will not be joining us next week at Watkins Glen. He's going to be running Winston Cup at Sears Point.
Yeah, Boris was very disappointed because he had made the commitment to run Sears Point before he'd seen the schedule, and he certainly would have run the doubleheader at Watkins Glen with the Busch cars and the trucks.
And that's exactly what's going to happen with Ron Fellows. Now, road racing tomorrow from Portland International, the Budweiser 200 on ABC. Juan Montoya is the points leader by only 2 over Dario Franchitti. That's live 4 Eastern on ABC Sports, except on the West Coast. For more, log on to ESPN.com, part of the Go Network, go.com. There is your race leader, Ron Fellows. Now, Fellows is going to run those 2 races next weekend, the Busch and the trucks at Watkins Glen. There is Greg Biffle right behind him, the 99 of Mike Bliss. And let's tip our hats to Terry Cook, the Seal Master Chevrolet, in its best run of the year. And let's go down to pit lane. David?
This is Chris Showalter. He is the crew chief for Terry Cook. He's also the son of Gary Showalter, who we thought made kind of a grand call on staying out on fuel. You guys did too, but now you've got the yellows. Can you make it?
Oh, we can make it by plenty. Actually, we're about within a lap. If we had gone green the whole way with 9 caution laps, we can make it by at least 4 laps now. Even we get a green-white checker at the end.
So are these lean motors a Showalter thing or what?
Yeah, it runs in the family.
All right. Well, Terry Cook has had one of his best run guys. They got brand new decals on the car. They're excited about their run here today at Portland.
Well, his best finish in '98 was second at Topeka, so he knows how to run the road courses, but their best finish so far this year has been a 12th, and that was back at I-70, so they have been struggling. This would be a great step forward for them. And again, we head next week to Watkins Glen, so another opportunity. Lights out on the pace truck. You heard Showalter mention a possible green-white checker. Well, if that were to happen, it would set a record here, for one thing. It'd be our 6th time in one race season. But it would not be a 2-lap sprint because of the road course and the fuel configuration. It would be a 1-lap sprint. So we'll find out if it happens. We're getting ready to go back to green flag racing. We're going to be completing lap number 62. So 11 laps of racing remain here at Portland International Raceway. And who's got the horses? Is it the 87 of Ron Fellows, the 50 of Greg Biffle, the 99 of Mike Bliss, or the 88 of Terry Cook? We're going to find out. The green flag flies. We're underway.
And wow, Biffle with a great start. He's got a great run on Fellows, but he's going to have to go the long way if he's going to do it.
Oh, he gives him a little pop from behind. No harm. Bo is not hard enough to get him turned around. Whoa, look how Terry Cook gets turned around, and Setzer gets around him.
Well, I was going to say, Dennis Setzer is going to be coming after Terry Cook, and so is Randy Tolsma, and there they are.
So a little bit of damage to the left front of the 25 of Tolsma. I don't know when that occurred.
And you can bet that Setzer's going to be putting some pressure here on Mike Bliss, who has definitely fallen behind a little bit on this restart. Look at Biffle. Biffle is putting a lot of pressure on Fellows.
Dennis Setzer right now, as he has gotten around as well, he has moved into 4th position. They make their way down the long back straightaway. Here is the 87 in front of Ron Fellows. I'm looking at Biffle's like he's trying to get around him real early.
Well, there's no time like the present, and especially on these restarts. You come off these restarts, and if you're good on cold tires, you can really take advantage of that. And I think that's what Biffle is trying to do. He got a great restart, and he has stayed close to Ron Fellows. The question is, can he put enough pressure on him?
Sun setting in the west, the front straightaway. Greg Biffle in front of his hometown fans. In fact, right down here at the festival turn, 300 tickets he bought, and they're all cheering for him right there. They're off to the right-hand side of our picture.
And Ron Fellows not on his normal racing line, a little bit defensive into the festival curves.
Oh, and the spin there for Dennis Setzer, and boy, is that going to be costly as he loses several positions.
Well, Setzer was racing with Tolsma, so that might lead you to believe that maybe he and Tolsma got together.
Happened out of our initial camera range. We'll wait to see if we have a second opportunity to look at it, but it looks like he has dropped all the way back. Remember, you got lap vehicles as well in here. They do not do a dual side-by-side start, so it's hard to tell how many actual positions he has lost as he's lighting up the right front under braking until, well, he's back behind the number 2 of Mike Wallace, and Wallace was 9th, so that would put him about 10th on the racetrack, so a very costly spin. It's Lance Norrick getting around the 2 of Mike Wallace. Norrick is 1 lap down in 17th. Setzer trying to go underneath. This could get dicey.
That's not going to work. That's too late.
Let's take a look and see what happened to Dennis Setzer. We're on board.
This is in the braking zone, going into the festival curves. He used a lot of curve there. It looks like he either spun it or maybe he got a little tap from behind. hard to tell, but he sure lost a lot of positions.
Well, the way he went over the rumble strip, he really offloaded the truck. There is the battle for the race lead between Ron Fellows and the Granger Ford of Greg Biffle. Stay with us.